Good evening.
Hello, everyone.
I'm Ginger.
I'm Dee.
And this is Chattin with CHAP,
episode 6. Yeah.
So tonight we are talking about homeschooling 102.
Yes.
And that involves what we do throughout the school year with paperwork and stuff. In particular tonight we're going to talk about the portfolio.
Yeah, the portfolio.
be fair.
Yeah. So tonight we are talking portfolios. What your portfolio is what you take to your evaluator at the time of your evaluation. And in that, you just put some samples of your work, any pictures of projects that you've been working on. And if your child's in 3rd, 5th, or 8th grade, that's you would put your test results in there also.
Yeah, so log goes in there, and logs can be really, really simple. We're going to talk in more detail about them next week and give you some samples, but it's really just a way of marking down which days you did school or how many days you did school. It's 180 days, and it's really that simple. So we will get into more detail with that next week. Sample work that's really simple also. It's really just taking bits, a few papers here and there from the school year to show that there's been progress.
Yep.
So the best way is like really grab something at the beginning of the year to see where you were then, and then somewhere midway, December, January, something like that, and then something at the end, put it in a little binder, and
That's right.
that's really all it is.
That's right.
It's something
You don't have to
subjects.
stress. Like, it doesn't need to be every paper that your child's
No,
done the
don't
entire
put it
year
in
long.
every
No. It's pretty minimal. Just beginning, middle, end. Show the progression so that your evaluator can see what you've done and that you've progressed. So yeah. It's pretty simple.
It is.
Also in there, you would want to put some pictures of your projects. You know, if you've done some really cool projects, but you don't want to actually take those along with you to the evaluator. Some things aren't practical to take. One year we mummified a fetal pig. I didn't take that to the evaluator. But snap some pictures of that stuff and be proud of it and put those pictures in there. Yeah. Initially, when I started homeschooling, it was in the era of scrapbooking. And so my portfolios were really fancy. My pictures were really fancy. Now I just sort of print them out and stick them in a little pocket in there, and that's okay too. That's okay too. And if you have the time and you want to get on Shutterfly, you can make a really cool little book. I think you do that.
I do. Wade Academy has a book for every school year. So, you know, all those weird pictures that you take on whatever of your kitchen table and something sitting on it, or field trips or plays that they're in or sports, any of that stuff. Take pictures. I think of those discounts all the time, half price hardcover book or whatever, and stick it in there.
It's really simple.
It is.
Also in there, you want to throw in your test results. If your child is in 3rd, 5th, or 8th grade, they do not need to be tested unless they are in 3rd, 5th, or 8th grade, and we're going to talk a lot more about testing and available tests and things and acceptable tests in the future.
Exactly. So I think, was that everything?
I think that's everything that goes in the portfolio. You take that to your evaluator
and they check it out. And again, it can be as simple as 3-ring binder with some dividers in it, and it can be that simple.
Toss that work in there. It doesn't have to be complicated unless you
want it to be.
Yeah, you can make it as fancy or as simple as you want. I've told you this last week, I'm a lot more of a minimalist now, and mine aren't quite as fancy, but whatever you have time for, but it doesn't have to be stressful
nothing
or
to stress over.
Nothing. No.
Don't stress over.
Now, in fact, the wise thing to do, my neighbor, she was always great. She got the binder in the beginning of the year, and then in the beginning of the year, she stuck some things in there. In the middle of the year, she stuck some things in there. And the end of the year. Now, I always wait till the week of the evaluation, and then I scramble. I scramble for all their things, but it's really not that complicated. So,
it's really easy. Easy peasy.
Easy peasy, Homeschooling in PA is not so bad.
It's really not.
No.
Once you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah.
So be thankful.
Yes.
Yay, tomorrow's Thanksgiving. So be thankful for the privilege to homeschool.
That's right.
And that there's people here to support you. And we're here to support you.
We sure are.
And we're so glad that you are homeschooling.
And if you're here with us, comment. Let us know where you're watching from.
Yeah.
We'd like to hear from you. Any questions you have, you can leave those in the comment.
First.
Yeah.
Okay.
So happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
This has been
Chattin' with
CHAP. Good
Bye-bye.
night.